is Asian Paints Woodtech PU? Asian Paints Woodtech PU is a two-component polyurethane wood finish which exhibits superior durability, excellent weather resistance, light fastness, and anti-yellowing properties. It is suitable for both interior and exterior wooden surfaces. Product features: Woodtech PU interior, superior gloss retention. The gloss retention of Asian Paints PU is superior, making it retain gloss for longer as compared to melamine. Resists cracking. Asian Paints PU has a strong yet flexible film. Hence, it resists cracking even on curved surfaces. Superior resistance. Asian Paints PU for interior has good scratch, stain and heat resistance. Hardness. Asian Paints PU has superior film hardness, making the product more durable as compared to melamine. In addition to these features, Asian Paints Woodtech PU exterior has exterior durability. Asian Paints PU exterior has UV guards, which make the product an excellent product for exteriors. Technical specifications. Coverage. The coverage is about 8 to 10 square meters per liter per coat. Method of application: spray. Drying time. Surface drying time 25 minutes. Track-free time 3 hours. Recoating time 8 to 12 hours. Buffing, if required, must be done within 72 hours. Mixing ratio. Mix both base coat and top coat with hardener in the ratio 4:1 by volume and thin it with 15 to 30% of Asian Paints Woodtech PU thinner. Maturation time. Leave the mixture for 30 minutes before application. Stability of thinned paint. Use within 3 hours post-mixing. Gloss level. 90% in gloss finish, 15 to 25% in matte finish. Application process. Before starting with the application process, do ensure that you are wearing the necessary safety equipments. Start cleaning the wooden surface by sanding it with sandpaper number 180. Stain the wooden surface if required by following the recommended procedure and let it dry for 30 minutes. Do not sand the surface after staining. Mix Asian Paints Woodtech PU sealer base with hardener in the ratio 4:1 by volume and thin it with 15 to 30% of Asian Paints Woodtech PU thinner. Allow the mixture to mature for 30 minutes. Apply 2 coats of the mixture on the surface by spraying, allowing a drying period of 8 to 12 hours in between each coat. Do not exceed 72 hours of drying time for recoating. Sand the surface lightly with sandpaper number 320 in between each intermediary coat once the surface is dry. Next, mix Asian Paints Woodtech PU top coat matte or glossy top coat with hardener in the ratio 4:1 by volume and thin with 15 to 30% of Asian Paints Woodtech PU thinner. Allow the mixture to mature for 30 minutes. Apply 2 coats of the mixture on the surface by spraying, allowing a drying period of 8 to 12 hours in between each coat. Do not exceed 72 hours of drying time for recoating. Sand the surface lightly with sandpaper number 320 in between each intermediary coat once the surface is dry. Asian Paint Woodtech PU versus competition. Butyl acetate test and MEK solvent test. This test is used to highlight the superior resistance of Asian Paints Woodtech PU towards the chemicals like butyl acetate and MEK solvent, which are present in common household cleaners. The test result clearly shows that the competitor's surface is affected much more than the surface coated with Asian Paints Woodtech PU. Stain resistance test. We compare the stain resistance of Asian Paints Woodtech PU with its competitor product by first using ballpoint ink, followed by a permanent marker. We see that the stains are cleaned much more easily on the Asian Paints Woodtech PU panel than on the competitor product panel. Cigarette butt test. We conducted the cigarette butt test on the panels coated with Asian Paints Woodtech PU and its competitor by putting out a cigarette butt on each of the panels. This is done to check the impact of heat on the surfaces. We see that the burn mark left on the competitor panel is much more than that on the Asian Paints Woodtech PU panel. Cross-cut adhesion test. A cross-shaped cut mark is made on each of the comparative product panels. And then we try to peel off the chipped paint using a masking tape. The panel coated with Asian Paints Woodtech PU exhibits lower chipping and peeling, which clearly implies that Asian Paints Woodtech PU has a much better adhesion than its competitor. Sheen test. The sheen level of a finished wooden surface is measured using a glossometer. The higher glossometer reading for Asian Paints Woodtech PU denotes a higher sheen when compared to the competitor product. Application tips. A few useful tips that would give a better finish. Always mix the base and the hardener in glass, plastic or enamel containers. Refrain from using lesser than the recommended quantity of hardener, as that could lead to improper curing, leaving the surface soft and vulnerable. At the same time, do not add excess hardener, as this can cause the film to become brittle and crack. Stir the paint and the thinned mixture well prior to application. Use between 150 to 180 grams per square meter of paint per coat. Do not pollute Asian Paints Woodtech PU with oil, varnish or the likes. Use only Asian Paints Woodtech thinner for thinning. Mix matte and glossy finishes to obtain the desired sheen levels. Ensure that the storage and application is done in well-ventilated areas. Note, the base and the hardener is to be consumed within 1 week of opening the seal. For additional gloss, buffing could be carried out. Do note that in case buffing is carried out, there has to be an extra coat of top coat. The first coat of sealer should be more diluted than the second coat, as that encourages better grain filling.